Hey guys, it's that time again to tell your ma to keep it down. The boys are on. And please remember to subscribe or you're going to make Toast to cry.
Woo, sticky, blicky, blicky.
What's up? What's up, John? How's it going, baby?
Hey, thanks for coming, dude.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude, it's been fun.
Beautiful time so far. We're having a blast looking at all John Nagel's beautiful objects and
We got some things.
the lovely abode.
Yep. I've been collecting things. I found that cool old gas pump the other week and threw that in now. That's a thing.
Where'd you find the gas pump?
Yep.
Where'd you find it?
In my grandpa's attic.
Nice.
I don't know why he felt the need to collect it, but now it's here.
Dude, grandpas be collecting stuff. That we were just talking about the Friendly Lounge. Pretty much everything up there is just a grandpa's attic, basically. Yeah, Shawnee cleaned out one of his cousins. Like, you know why we have those books on the piano? Shawnee was like, "Oh, I got these like vintage books." I'm like, he's like, "I think we'll make like the room look nice if we got like." He cleaned out his like uncle's attic basically. And he's like, "I got these like cool vintage books," and then he like puts the books on the piano, and then somebody, the open mic starts. Everyone's like, "Oh, they got Mein Kampf on the stage," blah blah blah. Just classic. Just boys having a good time, just goofing around.
Classic Joshin.
And then, speaking of Josh, I think Josh Martier was like on stage or like in the corner. He was like, "No, I think Mein Kampf is on stage." And he pulled the book. He's like, "What is it?" It was Mein Kampf from an attic.
And everyone was just blaming Sean for it.
Yeah. We got that out of there pretty quick. I remember my set after was like really fun though. I don't remember what I said, but
I mean, if you're gonna ask for like a gift, it's Mein Kampf on the stage right before you go on. I mean, I can't think
it feels made up. I've kind of because the other books are like Jaws 2, and it's got like fun shit. Like there's fun shit on the bookshelf. But that a copy of that book made it in, I was very anti the books. I was like, don't we have enough stuff?
Enough Mein Kampfs?
Well, we're like grandpas up there. We find little nice items in the attic. Every time we clean the attic, we find like some cool little, like you get the flag or like the fucking lady vase, But now there's just like little objects everywhere. At the Friendly, it's like a fucking grandma's house.
It's cool. I like the little like kind of McDonald's light thing with the little.
Which one is that?
Friendly. It says Friendly Comedy. The little.
Oh, the big sign.
Yeah, the big sign.
Oh, the big. Yeah, that was like in the room. Me and Sean, we like found it when we cleaned out the attic, and we were like, "Oh my god, does this?" All the bulbs were dead. We were like, "Does this thing work?" And Sean went and got new bulbs.
Sick.
Yeah. Oh, that's like the original sign. When you started, did it flicker?
Mm-hmm. Did it flicker? Oh, yeah. I don't recall if it flickered.
Okay, well, no, you would know what I was. When we like for the first 3 years we did the show, it was rotating lights.
Nice.
And there's like gears inside chugging along. So it would be called like the bombing sound. If you were bombing, it was just, you could just hear this like the fucking clicking of the sign. And then like for at least 3 years of the Mike and show, we just like left the clicking. We were like, it's fine. And then I posted like a video on the internet and people were like, turn the clicking off. They're like, it's good. I could just hear clicking the whole time. So we ended up fixing the clicking.
For recording purposes.
I think in general, nobody's missed that horrible sound.
It's left PTSD in comics mind for bombing.
Looking back, I'm surprised people weren't like more I'm surprised anybody would even come those first. There was always a but like the entire mic, the entire show, even when you weren't on stage, yeah.
I consistently go into mics that are in the middle of restaurants. It sounds like a busy restaurant. So
you have a great point there, John Nagel. It's better than people talking at full volume, regular, like nothing is going on. That is...
Yeah, it's better than hearing Happy Birthday screamed by 18 people in the middle of your set. I mean, that's not great.
Sometimes you'll just be where you are and somebody will be just having a conversation. I think there's like, it's like types of people. I think it's like a types of people thing. Like some people like don't know I don't know how to describe it. They like have to like talk over the comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even like we had like a shot girl. We had a show at Glory and we got like a Tito's sponsor, which essentially meant like, but like, well, we always sold like 10 tickets. So essentially just like, they're like, well, we have these bottles, like liquor reps, they just will give out liquor, you know what I mean? So they were just getting everybody wasted. But this woman talking, she had no quiet voice. would you like another one? You know, she can't do that. Would you like another one? You know. But some people just have that, especially at comedy shows at bars. Open mics.
Yeah, I enjoyed the restaurant, like in the middle of the restaurant look. I'm just thinking of a couple of mics in particular. I'm not going to say the names, but I enjoy like when I realize like how much more I prefer someone be talking about me in a negative light than just talking about anything else in the world when I'm doing comedy. That I've realized that's a new soul crush. It's like, man, I really wish you'd say I suck as opposed to like just talking about anything else. Like,
have a full blown conversation. Yeah, I mean, Two Street is like the best example of it. I think that's why Two Street. I think this is my opinion. I think Two Street's the best open mic in Philly. And my reasoning for that is just the room's ability to lose control. Like, I was there just the other week and some guy just like control. Yeah, control of I think like learning to grab, if you could get the ability to grab that room's attention, you could kind of do that anywhere.
Yeah, well,
I think comedy, like Comedy John's maybe a little similar. Like if you could grab their attention, it's harder than usual. Like especially that room. Like
that room is crazy because it could be like 4 people in here. Next man, there's 35.
Turn around at your table and just face the other way. You know.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. That room is like 4 people in it. There's 35 minutes later.
Improv dork talking during my set at 2 Street like a month ago made me want to fucking kill myself. He just was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to improv. I'm trying this out." And they just turned around. He's like, "I'm actually not going to listen to this."
I remember that guy.
I'm going to kill myself. That was so annoying.
I remember that guy you're talking about. I think
2 Street's the best open mic in Philly.
Oh, do you remember? Remember that wrestler dude there a couple weeks ago?
Which one?
Oh my God, there's like a wrestler showed up.
Let's not even say his name.
I don't even know what we're talking. I don't even know what his name.
I feel like I intimately know this situation. Yeah. Yeah, that was wild.
I intimately know the situation.
Yeah, I feel like that guy haunted me for like a week of my life. I had like friends visiting from out of town, and they were like, "Yeah, I want to see how the open mics have been." You know what I mean? And then they were like at that one, and they're like, "This is insane. Is this what's happening?" I'm like, "Not really.
Like,
not exactly."
So you got to come down to Texas, dude. This is out of hand up here. You've lost control of this scene.
Yeah, the wrestling thing. That was wild, but that was just like a 1 week thing.
Oh yeah,
we get all types of people. We get that. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't remember anybody's name. We got the fucking guy with the bubble guns.
The bubble guns. Bucky.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's
Bucky,
wild.
Yeah,
there's all types of crazy stuff happening all the time. There's constant altercations. Every week, somebody's fighting. Wait, you were there that night that those guys had the fight in the back?
Where
at Raven?
At Raven?
Like a month ago?
There were 2 fights that month.
Yeah.
At Raven. There was a fight, then they skipped a week, and then there was another fight. It was popping all places.
Everyone's fight. You know, do you have any horoscope friends?
Nah, I don't really. Nah, so when I was in the younger days,
I have horoscope friends, and I was like, everyone in my life is fighting. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's because the moon and sun are making everybody fight right now." But I'm like, "Word, okay, yeah, I believe that." Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess everybody is fighting like crazy.
The full moon thing?
I don't know if it was a full moon. I think it was that, it was Venus and fucking Jupiter are aligned or what have you.
I like the full moon
maybe
thing.
Mars. I don't know. Does Mars make people want to fight?
I don't like that. That's too much. I'll rock out with the full moon thing because I get down
like
with werewolves. Yeah. But it's like, if Saturn was aligning with Jupiter, I was like, well, that's stupid.
I feel like when people tell me that stuff, I'm like, yeah, I just believe it wholeheartedly. I'm like, yeah, if you say so.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's what it is.
I don't tell people their face they believe you're stupid. Generally just go on about my day.
Dude, I mean, like the evidence presents itself. People are fighting. Everyone's fighting right now. Dude, people love a good fight.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a month ago people were like physically fighting a lot more.
Yeah, I saw in the past. All right, it's in the past month and a half.
Like past week, or was everyone on their good behavior?
In the past week, I've not seen a fight.
Okay, yeah.
No fights in the past.
No, yeah.
Wait, actually, I can't. Yeah, I did actually. Well, I saw a very heated argument last week, but I won. So,
counts.
Very heated, but no fight. So everyone's been going.
I hate to be that guy. I think it was like during the election season, everyone was amped. I feel like a lot, like November, motherfuckers were punching a lot. It was just
Yeah.
like a lot of like physical fights.
Yeah, because everyone was like, I don't like that guy. And then they're like, I
Are you
wonder
a
if he,
conspiracy
I
guy?
wonder if he's one of them too.
Are you a conspiracy guy? Do you believe in conspiracies?
I mean, there's definitely some I like. I like the.
I had this.
Boggle with-
I had like an inkling. You'll have a bottle of water. That's what you said?
A boggle with a couple.
Okay, yeah, you'll play around. That's the thing. I won't commit to any of them, but I was like, I'll play around with the idea of like, I feel maybe they were pumping a little bit of goof juice into the water during the fucking November. Maybe it's not the moon and sun. Maybe it's they're adding a little bit of fucking
Some
goofy serum. Everyone is feeling a little because it was. I feel like during the election, everyone was super amped.
Yeah.
And I
Goof
was just
juice.
like, I wonder goof juice. That's what we're calling.
Like the Joker, just like supplying the water supply with goof juice.
You saw I just did an episode of Jakey's Pod where I reviewed every Batman movie. Did you see that? Oh, well, that's what I did. I reviewed every Batman movie on Jakey's Pod. It was...
In length?
No, it was sort of erratic. But yeah,
okay.
it was at length. I watched... But it was out of order. But
Did you watch all of them?
Yeah. In like the month of like November or whatever. I watched all the Batman movies. And I reviewed them all on Jakey's Pod.
What's your favorite?
I think that, not to sound like a major dork ass, I think the Dark Knight movies might be the best movies of all. I think like the Dark Knight might be the best movie of all time. It's like maybe, it's that good. It's like so good. But like favorite, I like the Michael B. Keaton Batman Returns with the Penguin, with Danny DeVito's the Penguin. I feel like I was like, maybe I was just in a good mood that day, but I thought that was so funny.
Right.
I thought it was so good.
Well,
and
you crushed
weird.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, they crushed it because it's just like, you know, like the cat lady. She's like licking herself. She's like, and it's just, and Danny DeVito, he's like eating fish.
He
and
looks
shit.
like a penguin. It's
Right, like because that's what inspired the whole thing. I watched the Penguin show, where it's like
I saw a clip
Colin
of you. I
Farrell
just did
plays a
actually.
fucking fat Italian guy. But I'm like, oh, do you remember that one time Danny DeVito played a mutant penguin with flippers, and he ate raw fish, and he lived in the sewer, and he controlled an army of penguins with like a fucking device. Like, that's the movie I want to see. So yeah, Batman Returns.
Batman Returns. All right, yeah. No, that's rad. I like that.
If you want to hear me rant about it for a half hour, Jakey's Pod.
What was the one with Schwarzenegger though?
That was Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
With that's the last of the old ones that they did. Yeah, George Clooney. It's the one with Batman nipples. That nipples on the costume.
Right, yeah, that's badass. I think Schwarzenegger was like 50 in that movie.
That's
Just crazy.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That movie. I think people hate that one. That one's like, it's like for kids. It's like a kid movie. I think it's kind of fun to watch though.
Yeah, I mean, it makes things freeze, and you got the lady with the poison. Oh, it's great.
Well, that's what like society would tell you nowadays. Look at me, I'm ranting about society. Society would tell you nowadays that, you know, oh, if we did Mr. Freeze, he'd have to be like super serious, and it'd be like, what if Mr. Freeze, but he was like fucking super dark and serious, and he like really freezes guys. Whereas like that's not what it should be. It should be silly and goofy. You know, guarantee you're gonna see that in like the next year. They're gonna
silly, goofy.
dark.
Are you gonna see
They're
dark?
gonna do dark Mr. Freeze. I bet he's gonna have like a freeze guy,
Like a Robert Pattinson dark.
Yeah, they're gonna have him fight like a freeze guy.
Emo freeze.
Emo freeze, yeah.
Shit, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I feel like they're obsessed with doing shit emo. Where I'm like, I think it's gotta swing. I want it to swing back to goofy.
Oh yeah, like if they're like, yo, can we put like a Nirvana track in the middle of this movie? If we can, let's run it. Like that's their new thing. It's like they like being emo. Yeah.
Well, and then I'm just repeating the Pattinson one is good. The Pattinson one is good, but it's just like you watch that movie and you're like, okay. And if you watch the Dark Knight movies, you're like, fuck, they're so fucking good. That's how good they are. You're just like, well, like, it makes you forget the Pattinson one because, like, oh, Pattinson's just trying to do the Nolan ones.
Yeah.
It's just trying to imitate the Nolan ones.
I didn't get that sense. I remember seeing it in the movie theater. I don't remember anything about that movie except, like, I think there was the same amount of violin montage as action scene in that movie, and that's what I remember from that movie.
Yeah. Well, and I liked the Pattinson one. I'm just like, oh, but like the tone wise, you're going for like super serious Batman. Like that was the Nolan one. It was like Batman, but as serious as you could be.
Yeah, he was just 100% go.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's why they're good, because it's just like he spends like a whole movie explaining how he becomes like a ninja and he's like afraid of bats. And then by the time he becomes Batman, you're like, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Okay.
Whereas like when you're watching serious Batman, but you don't like in the Pattinson ones, you're like, why would anybody dress up like a bat? That doesn't make any sense. You know, to me, that's how it right. But like, it doesn't, yeah, why would he have little ears on his outfit? He has little, it doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Because he gives off the silhouette of a bat.
Because he wants to be a bat. I don't know.
Because he's a bat.
He's a Batman.
And a man, so he's like a bat.
In the Nolan ones, they really explain to you why a guy would become a Batman.
Yeah, well...
And then in the Pattinson ones, like, why is he Batman? Because he's emo? You know what I mean?
Like, at this time, like, do we got to keep explaining it, you know?
I think not. I don't know.
Like, if they're going to make another Iron Man, and they're going to have to re-explain it again, you know? Or are we just going to, like, pick up, like, Iron Man left? Like, we don't got to explain all this again.
I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever.
Well, I think I need to stop. I just keep bringing up that. Anytime somebody brings it up, I yell about it.
I fucking love Batman. Let's be on this.
It has just been occupying my mind. Yeah, we can stop talking about the Batman stuff. I literally did it for like a half hour on my own podcast. I just have so many opinions on this, like the worst stuff ever.
That's fine.
Yeah. We're on the Sticky Podcast, the Sticky Room.
All right. Yeah.
Getting sticky.
So you're going to New York tonight?
Oh, I sure am.
And you excited about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm going to be doing New York City. Gonna just roll up and have a little fun. I don't really know what, as we were talking about before the pod, I don't really know what I'm going to get into. Could be great, could be empty. You never know. I know, that's what I'm saying. No matter what, I know I'm going to be 2 hours away and I'll be like, I wish I was at Orleans right now. I probably would be getting a significantly nicer set at the old Orleans, but...
Get a couple more giggles, that's fair.
Yeah, just like listening people. Just people with ears.
People who care.
I have no idea what I'm walking into, but you know, I'm excited because New York is a fun place to go.
Yeah, I feel like you fit in. You've been looking very Mario-ish lately, I just realized. You got a haircut, and I'm like, this guy looks very Italian now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Why? It's because I'm wearing my Godfather shirt?
Well, that's just today.
Check out the Godfather drip. I'm dressed like Kyle Regan. Oh, my parents got this for me. I'm like, that's sick.
Yeah, you got a real look to you now.
Kyle Regan's closet is just like Godfather shirts and Scarface shirts on different hangers. He's like, which one today?
That's nice.
Yeah.
All XXLs. I love it.
4XL. Dude, I was wearing a 4XL shirt the other day and I was loving it. I'm like, dude, I think I'm about to enter my big pun era. I think I'm about to fucking just wear gigantic shirts.
Yeah, dude.
Just like, yeah, bring it back to, what was that, the 90s?
Yeah, the big just plain white tee. It looks like a
gigantic. Oh. And I'm gonna do big pants too.
Well, Jenko jeans are kind of already like back, which is just absurd. But
they could be bigger. They could be bigger.
They're not big enough.
We could get way bigger clothing on.
Why did Jenko jeans fail? They weren't big enough.
I'm gonna start dressing like an obese man. That's 2025. I'm gonna start dressing.
You're gonna try and work into it, or you're just gonna stay skinny, dress obese?
I'm just gonna dress obese. I'm gonna steal Kyle Regan's outfits. I'm gonna share his wardrobe.
Just take one of his clothes and replace it with yours each day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit. Do a little clothing swap.
See who gives up first.
You know, this is the one thing I thought to talk about today. I fucking, here's a little rant. Here's a little rant I could go on. Fucking, I'm like kind of upset with, I guess in 2025, I woke up this morning and I get fucking news about gangbangs, like on my news feed. Like, did you catch the 1000 bang, did you catch that information?
Yeah.
The lady, she's gonna do like a 1,000-man gangbang.
Yeah.
She was like crying. Mm-hmm. I wake up and I check my phone. I think that's normal, right? Mm-hmm. Wake up, check my phone. I think I'm looking at Facebook. The first story it sends me is about 1,000-woman gangbang. Mm-hmm. And well, this is the story from today. They're like, some other bitch fucking out gangbanged her. Mm-hmm. Before the other lady could break the record, she did like 1,050. Mm. And it, like they're like racing to do the biggest gangbang ever. And she was just like, whereas the first woman was like crying and just like, that was horrible. New lady, she was like, Yeah, another day at work for me. Another day at the park. She was like, it was fine. Could have done 1,000 more. And I'm like, but then this is where Jakey's losing his mind. This is where Jakey's losing his mind. Because I just woke up. Why are gangbangs in the news? That's not the news. That's not the news. Like, why am I? We could be talking about anything, and I'm getting stories about gangbangs. But it's also like the algorithm's like, well, you want to look at it. Because, like, of course I'm going to read the article about fucking gangbangs. I don't need to be thinking about gangbangs first thing in the fucking morning. Do you know what I mean?
It was an algorithm. Everyone got that story. Everyone knows about that.
I'm not the only one.
It was an algorithm.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Like, there's at least 1,000 other guys who got that story.
No, yeah.
1,050 other guys.
Yeah, some people would say, like, it's the collapse of society where gangbang is the headline news.
That's what I'm saying. Am I wrong?
And some people would look at it like, man, the news is getting awfully funny.
Also, when I'm saying the news, it's like I'm getting Complex sent to me. I keep muting Complex on Facebook. But like that's like the front page news. Gangbang goes surprisingly well.
Yeah,
traumatic gangbang goes incredibly well.
When that one lady was like crying and stuff, she's like, "I wouldn't recommend it to anybody else," and I was sitting there like, "This isn't news, duh."
But this other lady's like, it was basically being like that first lady just complaining about nothing. It was another day at the park for me. And then what did she say? The exact words were she made a post on Christmas Day encouraging sons, fathers, and to leave their families and come join her gangbang. She was like, "Come ignore your come chime in with my gangbang." That was her ever. I'm like, it does feel like Satan's winning, you know. If you
so I literally remember watching a behind the scenes of a Riley Reid video where she was a whole train, dude. And then as she was in the shower afterwards, she's like, "Just another day at the office." Verbatim what you just said.
Oh, really? She said that.
So some women are just built like that.
So I think specifically Riley Reid, she's built like that. Like her brain is like.
Oh, she's trying to. She's doing the thing now where she's like marrying and kids and like wants to like. She's like pulling back. She's like, yeah. She's like, whatever, dude. She's a legend.
You know, we're gonna live in that world. Ultimately, that's the world we're gonna live in. You know, there's gonna be so much. There's gonna be like all. I mean, I hate to like all these OnlyFans women will retire one day. We will have a place for them. I feel like the hacky thing to say is like, yeah, the kids are gonna get made fun of.
Oh, that's given.
It's given. Yeah, it's a hacky to point that out at this point, but
every generation's got something.
Yeah, every generation's got
like think about like 20 years ago, like you were gay, you're getting made fun of. In 20 years, you're not gonna be made fun of being gay, but if your mom has OnlyFans, you're getting ripped.
I think what's gonna happen. I think like I'll use nice terminology. Sex workers. Sex workers.
That is generous.
It is generous. Sex workers, specifically like people who are making gigantic fortunes on OnlyFans right now. You got to admit, there's like a huge when I say a huge number of women, how many women am I talking? 1,000, 2,000, maybe anywhere between. Maybe let's say there's 10,000 women siphoning like a huge amount of money away. Like making like huge dough, siphoning money out of the economy with sex work, right? Where's that money going? In 20 years, there's just going to be let's say they're all these hookers are going to reinvest. All these dirty hookers are going to reinvest this money into the economy and like take over the world, and we're going to live in like a hooker universe. You know what I mean? Or they're just going to have like or they're going to blow it all. You're shaking your head no.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to blow it all, but
you're saying the world's going to run dry.
They're going to blow it all, but I want to live in the world where these ladies create the new like smart city of LA and they run it all. These are the tycoons of the future.
That's kind of what I'm saying is like, because like let's say like. Okay, like, and everyone goes like, well, it's not going to last forever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but let's say you make like $2 million, somewhere between $2 and $10 million during your hottest years, and then that money goes down. Like, and then what do you do with that money? You know what I mean? Like, do they reinvest? Do start funding political campaigns.
Well, it's more difficult because, like, all right, so Tom Brady, right?
Right.
He was famous. He was famous for getting $60 million, and he said, "If I can't live off $60 million the rest of my life, something's wrong with me." Right? It's a famous quote, right? And these ladies are like, "All right, well, like 10 million, 20 million, like you should be able to live the rest of your life."
Yeah.
But like, they're not really that marketable. You know, like Tom Brady's more marketable. He can live off 60 million. These ladies, like after this, like what are they marketing? You know?
I think two things. One, I think women stay hotter a lot longer nowadays, and B, I think the savvy ones out of the group, maybe not all of them, but people will be able to pivot into other things. They're going to do fucking hooker skincare. They're going to do fucking hooker Pilates. Want to be fucking hooker yogurt. We're going to have fucking Riley Reid yogurt.
Riley Reid yogurt. Like I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that was just on.
I think I'm spot on this one. They're definitely going to be, you know, who's a famous, you know, sex worker. I guess there's a bunch of them. Yeah, they're all going to start their own like skincare workout routine brands. Like not all of them. Maybe let's say
Jenna Jameson facials.
Yeah.
I think she's already done.
The other one is going to invest in. The other half are going to invest in like the economy and fund political campaigns and shit.
Well, actually, I'm not mistaken. I believe like Jenna Jameson and like Pamela Anderson and a few retired porn stars all like started like skincare or some sort of like low key. These chicks are like in the like Paris Hilton. Like low key, these chicks are just doing things in the background. They're actually tycooning it.
I think Paris Hilton might be like full tycooning it. I tend to agree.
Well, she wasn't a hooker. No,
yeah, she was just regular. She's just a regular lady.
I watched her friend. What was her friend? The little one. The fuck? Oh my god, that's gonna. Who was the best friend on that show with her?
Oh, the little blonde lady. I don't remember her name.
Oh my god, she was Lionel. Was she Lionel Richie's kid? Yeah, Nicole Richie.
Nicole Richie.
Oh my god, she's Lionel Richie's kid.
Nicole.
Dude, I watched that chick drink gasoline on Howard Stern. Anyways. What were we saying? Like, yeah, she was just being a chick, drinking gasoline and stuff, not a hooker. But
I think we're specifically talking about like that's the conversation a little bit on everybody's minds is like, well, what are all these OnlyFans women gonna do in the next 10, 20 years? I think they all make out super well and continue to degrade the morals of society.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to change the language. They're not going to call it like hooker stuff. They're just going to like, you know,
sex
like
work,
they're calling,
work,
you can't say like homeless now. You know what I'm saying? Something different.
Sex work.
Yeah. It's going to be some. It's going to be like, you know,
a new term.
Yeah, feel good doer or something. It's like something crazy like that. Something make everyone feel good. But yeah, dude.
I think like the dude version of it is sports betting. Dudes are just sports betting.
Yes. I said that in the barbershop the other week. I was like, in 20 years, like 20 years ago, AA was huge, and now like NA is pretty big, you know. But then like the GA, Gambling Anonymous, is going to be huge in 20 years.
Oh.
Like, there's gonna be, it's gonna be huge,
dude. And you know, I guess back to the OnlyFans point. I was talking to my buddy about this the other day. You know, I was already a grown man by the time that shit came out, right? Let's say OnlyFans came out during the pandemic. People like I was already like a full form, maybe 25, 26. I was already a full form person by the time that like people started being like, oh, women can like make a living doing this. You know, when you turn 18, you could go make a bag. Mm-hmm. You can go make a living doing this. You know what I mean? I could really appreciate now if you're a kid nowadays and this shit is hitting you now and you have to navigate this as a fucking, how old are you? Like a 15-year-old. Like if you were 12 and or put yourself, say if I had a kid now, what my kid would be dealing with in 12 years, like that's going to be hard to navigate. Like with all this OnlyFans shit and everything, it's just going to be like really stimulating. Whereas like that shit came out when I was in my fucking 20s, and it still like kind of blows my mind. Whereas like, dude, there's gonna be kids. If I have a son, he's gonna have people in his high school class like, the moment you turn 18, yeah, you got to start an OnlyFans, make your money. You can't go to college. You gotta go show your pussy online.
Bro, if I
You gotta spread your butt cheeks and like you should.
if there's OnlyFans when I was in high school, 100% chance I would have opened up an account. I would have been running that.
It's just everything. Well, and
But
then
give it
like,
a shot.
but then but like, I think that would be hard. Like if I had a daughter in like 20, like that's just got to be like a really hard world to navigate to be a young person nowadays. I can appreciate that. And on the other end, like you're saying, like gambling is huge. Gambling is so big right now.
Mm-hmm.
I was at Raven the other week and I asked the crowd, I was like, who here gambles? The crowd went nuts. I was like, oh, I thought it was like going to be like a few of you. I'm like, is everybody gambling? Everybody's gambling.
Yeah.
It's class warfare on poor people.
Oh, dude, they love it. Gambling is so big. Gambling Anonymous is going to be so big in 20 years. Like, dude, like addiction rates, or like the addiction over like the decades is changing. It like used to be hard, like alcohol and opiates. Now it's like going to be gambling.
Yeah, I think Kevin Hart's going to go to hell for all of his fucking DraftKings commercials.
Oh, yeah,
and even, dude, all of them. I was thinking like, even like dudes like Rogan and shit. I'm like, you know why they're allowed to exist, even though like people pretend to like hate them, is because they're promoting betting. And like they kind of like advertisers won't really advertise anything else on that shit, but like, yeah, you can advertise betting.
I feel the same way about BetterHelp.
You could do class warfare on the poor. What'd you say?
I feel the same way about BetterHelp. When I see people advertising BetterHelp and DraftKings, I'm like, I don't like these people.
Yeah, I had a friend. I mean, yeah, BetterHelp is a little weird. I've heard the criticism that it is sort of like kind of the commoditization of therapy, kind of like making like therapy like a recurring subscription type of thing, or like a app game, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have strong thoughts on it.
I always get, I'm really like deep in, I literally constantly get like 4 times a week. Or 4 times a fucking day, I'm getting BetterHelp ads with like an African woman with a fucking gap too. Do you know who I'm talking? Do you get this?
I've seen her.
Okay. She's like, like sometimes you're all stressed out. I need to do an African. Are you allowed to do accents on the pod? I think 30 minutes into the pod, you're allowed to do. Why are you stressed? Why are you? Sometimes you're stressed and you feel depressed. I'm like, you think I'm the fucking guy that should be getting this ad? This is fucking retarded, dude. Why am I getting the African? And then I get another one. You know what? Nobody will agree with me on this. I swear to God, for like 6 months, I got one that they were like, it was BetterHelp. They're like, yeah, I didn't know I was gay until I started doing BetterHelp. And then, I was like, hey, Google, how do you know if you're gay? It was like, I was getting that like a lot. And then you're like, with BetterHelp, I figured out I was a lesbian. Who knew? Like, it was like really, I was asking people, like, you get those BetterHelp ads where it's asking if you're gay? People were like, no. People were like, no, I'm not getting that one. Just me, I guess. But you get the African lady too.
I've seen her. I know you're talking about the big gap.
And then there's also, I get this like little twink guy that's just like, you're so burnt out. You're so burnt out. I'm burnt out. I need a therapy. And I'm like, get the fuck away from me, you fucking freak. Stop telling me I'm burnt out. You're so...
I just didn't like watching I didn't watch like watching 5 podcasts a day and then being told 10 times a day I need therapy. I was like, you guys don't know me. Stop
fine.
this. Yeah, like I'm doing okay. Like
I'm a big therapist bad guy. I think it could be good in small bursts.
I mean, yeah, it's nice to talk. It's good to talk, and no, I don't really like it.
Yeah. I think it could be good in small bursts. This is just my completely subjective opinion. I think it could be good in small bursts of like, how do I describe it? If you're having like a thing you're trying to figure out, you could go and like maybe go like plan like an X amount of sessions trying to work on that idea. But like the idea that it's just like prolonged therapy over like, oh, it's just like a practice, just something you should do every week. All those people I know have cut off their families. I'm not even joking. Like, there's never, like, on a long enough timeline, you're just letting they just go like, yeah, stop talking to your mom and dad. They're toxic. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'm going to stop talking to my sister.
Dude,
like the therapist will eventually, on a long enough timeline, they're like, cut off your family.
I was talking to a lady a year and a half ago. We were on a date and she was like, I'm in therapy. And she was like, I was like, that's cool. And she was like, I've been on it for 7 years. And I was like, oh, how much longer do you think you'll be in it?
Yeah.
We didn't go on a second date. They had don't ask them that question, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was like, because in my head I was like, oh, I have a problem. I need to go to therapy to solve this problem.
No, people
then
think
we
of it
move
as like
on.
a practice,
Yeah, it's
like
like, oh, I'm just
meditation.
gonna do this forever. Like, it's like, oh, that's
People like that. I feel like this is like, I guess, controversial opinion, but if you're listening to the pod 40 minutes in, like, this is on you. You're
committed.
getting Jakey's takes, dude.
Yeah.
This is what Jakey's pod is. I just spewing my horrible ideas. But yeah, like I 7 years, like, at what point is this not just like some guy? Like, you just have a friendship with some guy. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, no.
I mean, it
That's
might
the
be.
thing. Like,
I
you're scared to leave them.
I guess it would be nice to have somebody you could confide all your ideas in without judgment, right? Like, let's say, you know, you have a separate relationship with your wife, you have a separate relationship with your dad, or, you know, your dad passes away or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, or you have a separate relationship with your friends, your guy friends versus, like, you know, a lady or whatever. But, yeah, I guess what would a therapist, like, yeah, I don't know. What would I guess at some point, like, you're just getting their opinion, right?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Is
Like, aren't you? Yeah, sorry.
No. First off, these people, I've known therapists. Like, I've had friends that became them.
Me too. I have a
First
friend
off,
who's a
and
therapist.
there's
Yeah.
people. I'm not trusting them with anything. I'll trust them to help me change a tire, let alone be a therapist. Secondly, is I don't know. I did therapy a lot. I get it exists.
Yeah, you like your opinion is coming from a place of experience.
My mom started me in therapy when I was 5 years old
Crazy.
because she said that I was painting
She
pictures
said
of
you
a
were
ghost.
acting like a little fucking loser.
I was bringing her pictures of a lady that she said I was talking to.
Okay. Like,
So she sent me to therapy.
cool, normal kid shit.
I
sick
guess,
kid
yeah.
shit.
So I remember I was taking a Rorschach test at like 6, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Well, right, and I get they're experts too, but on what level at some point, like, some freak is like looking at your Rorschach test, painting, like, you want to fuck your mom. You're never gonna toast this kid up with drugs. This kid wants to fuck his mom.
At least one person looked at my file and was like, "This kid totally wants to fuck his mom."
And also, like, I have friends who are therapists, and actually, my friend who's a therapist is a really intelligent, compassionate guy. So I think he would probably be a good therapist if I was going to be honest. But I think the better helpification of therapists, like, at what level is this not just some random fucking dickhead who's just telling you what he thinks about stuff?
Yeah, you're just having some guy who tell you to everything, and then that guy later, after he hangs up with you, is going to do the same thing with another therapist. That person doesn't even have his life together. First off,
My buddy sees 9 patients a day. It's just like, ow. These people work very hard. It is actually really funny. Another random reason why I hate there. I remember during the pandemic, the girl I was dating during the pandemic, she started seeing, I think, an online therapist, and she was just like, I forget the context. I think she was talking about me, and she was like, "Yeah, he seems distant. He's probably cheating on you. You should go through his phone." She was like, "What?" Like, that's what the therapist was like. You don't know he's not. He seems like he's being weird.
that'd be an outrageous thing to say.
Dude, and I was like, you got her. It was like, hey, I know she's like an expert or whatever, but I'm just like, I think she's just completely off base. I'm definitely like doing, that just wasn't the case. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, maybe like can we try a new therapist? Maybe that one's, I think they're not supposed to jump to fucking broad conclusions, right?
Yeah, dude. It's like someone devised a little like blueprint of like, this is what you should do to be a therapist, and then just like, how can we mass push them out into
That's
society?
what my girlfriend needs,
And
a new
that's just like
punty friend
like a
whispering.
spider web of them, and then like more and more just start popping up, and then everyone's being therapists, and then everyone's got a therapist who is a therapist, then everyone's therapized in 10 years.
And it's like, it's so funny. I was just at the bar, and I was talking to, just through the grapevine, bartenders' friends with a bunch of Philly Inquirer reporters, and just talking about them, like, what cokeheads everybody at the Philly Inquirer is. They're like during the fucking Mummers Parade, they're, everyone's doing blow, even the Philly Inquirer. That's the thing. These are the people who write our news, are fucking drug addict psychos. You know what I mean? But it's like the same thing with therapists. It's just like the guy who's giving you advice is a drug addict. You know what I mean? The guy who's giving you advice, his life is in shambles. He doesn't talk to his family, you know?
Yeah. Number one requirement.
And he's like writing, he's drawing on a pad. Yeah, maybe she's cheating on you. I don't fucking care. I'm actually not even listening.
Dude, number one requirement for my therapist, you can't be in therapy, first off.
Yeah.
You need to get your shit together first off before you try to get my shit together.
Figure it out.
Then come to me. Or let me come to you. I don't know how that works. Either way.
Well, and then what was the one? The amount of you gotta get them early, right? You gotta get one of those first 3 appointments. You're going to the appointment at fucking 4 in the afternoon. It's probably, yeah, I don't know. I think you're gay. I think you're fucking like guys. Like try that. Why don't you try sucking a guy's dick? You know what I mean? Like you're not getting the good advice by the 8th guy of the day. You know, the last session. You gotta be so excited to be your last session.
Dude, it's like, people are so fallible. And like, there's totally at least one therapist out there right now who's like, I don't like this client. I'm going to tell him he's gay. Like,
well, you know what's interesting? This is crazy. I mean, I could talk anecdotally about this. My friend is a therapist, but he like, gets like cases and shit. Like he has to fucking, he's sometimes is doing assigned counseling for like fucking pedophiles and shit. Mm-hmm. So his job is like, in that sense, he's kind of confronting them on shit that they're like, so, you know, they're like deflecting, and he's kind of being like, yeah, but what do you mean you didn't realize you had 10,000 files on your computer? Yeah, it's just they're like bringing up like the age in New Mexico. He's like, dude, you know the age in New Mexico. Let's just start there, dude. You're a fucking free. You know what I mean? Like then just like talking people out. I guess maybe that's what you might like out of a therapist. They're like calling you on your bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I just have like a friends and family. Like I'm just, I just have like a really good friend. I'm kind of lucky for that reason. Having a nice friends and family. You need a good friends and family.
Yeah, you need great friends and families. It's an important thing in life.
But I guess for people who don't have that, actually, maybe you might need therapy.
If you don't have friends and family, you need therapy. And then if you start going to therapy, they'll tell you to leave your friends and family. I like that. It's a good system.
All I will say, I am lucky. I don't take for granted that I have my parents. My parents are pretty sick.
Nice.
Even though they're fucking idiots sometimes. They're you always got some people you can bounce some ideas off of. I think it would be pretty weird if you didn't have some people don't have families.
Yeah.
It's facts.
Yeah.
It's gotta be rough.
I've been looking. Have you getting older and you're like, yo, my parents are more stupid than I thought they were, or you? Because I have a fight in my head. I was like, I didn't realize my parents were this dumb, or it's either my parents are getting very dumb. I don't know which it is yet, but I'm in that stage.
My parents have just became old people, like somewhere between the last like year and 6 months.
Okay.
So like that's like they just went from like regular to like full blown old. So they're acting like old people now. And like, yeah, I don't know if it, like full blown dumb is they're definitely like set in their ways on certain. They're just acting like fucking old people. My dad's like, does the thing with the phone, and I don't know. It's just like, yeah, they're very stuck in their. They're just going to be who they're going to be.
Yeah,
I feel like that's like a part of growing up is just like kind of accepting. I've kind of accepted. Also, I think I look at my parents and I'm like, you guys are me. When my dad's acting crazy, I give him a lot of slack because I'm like, oh, that's what I'm at least mature enough to know. I'm like, that's exactly what I'm like when I'm acting crazy. So,
like,
I think my dad are like the same guy, and my mom too, for that matter.
My dad, like, I was out to eat with my dad the other week with my lady, and I'm out to eat with him, and he orders. Well, the waitress walks up and she's like, "What do you guys want?" And he's like, "I'll take 2 eggs any style." And I was like, is that getting old? Is that getting old right there? And then like a minute later, he was like, yo, you need to help me pick out a new phone. I just want the basics. I just want to call and text people. I'm like, just get a flip phone, dude. I'm tired of hearing about this. Just get a flip phone. And my lady's like, well, how's he going to send emails? He needs to get at least like a smartphone. Yeah. I'm like, he doesn't even email now. What's he going to email in the future? And then he's like, yeah, I don't email. I Gmail. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, how old are you, dude?
That's just how they're going to be. No.
I was like, what is that?
My parents are straight up doing that shit as well. I just, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They're as old now.
Yeah. I was like, what happened? I was like,
My dad's like never closed out like a tab on his phone. Like he still has on the home screen like every alert it's ever gotten. You know what I mean? Can you imagine like hundreds of emails? Like hundreds. He's never you swipe them away as you kind of deal with them.
Oh, my dad will drive 40 minutes to have me open up an email for him because he doesn't know how to operate email.
Yeah, no, that's par for the course. I think so I'm going to say not dumb. I think that's normal. I think that's natural. My parents are in their full old people phase. Actually, it's very funny. But like I said, I cut them a lot of slack because I know what I'm like. And I'm like, they're just like how I'm like. When they're acting crazy, I know that's what I'm like when I'm acting crazy. But they came and visited me in Philly this past week. I just saw them. And, they wanted to like do some projects at my crib. They're like, oh, we're going to help you with this. We're going to help you with that. I wake up at like 10. I come downstairs, full meltdown mode. They're having a full blown meltdown mode. My dad's like, we just got into an accident. We fucked up the car. Because they got a rental car too to come down. They're like, we just called the car. We got to call the cops. We got to call the insurance. We got to figure out whose car we hit, blah, blah, blah. I was like, whoa, what's going on? Like, no, you don't. Let's all relax, calm down. My mom's in the bathroom fucking crying because my dad's having like an anxiety attack. He's like, we sideswiped a fucking car on your street. And I'm like, we got to call the cops. And I was like, no, we don't. We're going to sit here and we're going to do nothing. I was like, they were freaked out at how unfreaked out I was. I was like, still running with the shadow of my head. I'm like, you hit a car? Like, yeah, it's fine. They don't care. So they're like, we scraped it really bad. I'm like, they don't care. They're not going to care. Don't worry.
They're not.
They're like, it's a real. They're like, but they were saying like, no, the car is like fucked. And I'm like, it's like fucked. And they're like, yeah. And I like look and like by the time we went to go look at it, the car they had hit had already like left. They were like, oh, we got away with it. I'm like, yeah. I was like, if you call the cops for a car accident in Philadelphia, they don't come.
Yeah.
They like first of all, like they're gonna send they send a tow truck and they try to fucking steal your rental car. This has happened to people I know. I swear to God. If you get into a car accident in Philadelphia, you call the police, no one's gonna come. 2 hours later, they call a tow truck. The tow truck comes and tries to take your car. If the tow truck grabs that car, you're never seeing that car again. They take it and they hold it away until insurance gives up on it.
Yeah.
No, they will. If insurance is like involved in any way, if you just withhold that car from them, it's like you're just costing them money. Eventually, they'll like the car is totaled. The lot now has that. This happened to a buddy of mine. You're never going to see that car again. Never call the police in Philadelphia for anything.
I called. There's one right now. I actually,
Hopefully it's an ambulance.
I Good Samaritan about a couple months ago. I Good Samaritan. I did call the police. I called 911. I was driving. I was on, I was on Somerset and American, if you know where that is. Okay, so I was making a left on American, trying to get my way. I was dropping a buddy off who lives at Second in Cambria, and I turned the corner at American and Somerset, and there's this guy just manhandling this chick right there. Yeah, manhandling her. Yeah. So I roll my window down. I go, hey. And he stops and he turns to me with like some.
But what do you want? You want to get some of this?
Yeah, it was like, like broken, like what? And I was like, all right, but the lady doesn't run. He now has attention to me. She don't run, and I'm like, what the heck? And he turns back at her, grabs her hair again, and I put the window up, and I'm like, sitting there, 15 more seconds. Yeah, back to beating her. I'm like 15 more seconds there at this red light. No one else is around. Like America in the middle of the day is dead. Yeah. And I roll it back down again. I'm like, yo. And then he got madder this time. Yeah. And she didn't run. So I'm like, I'm just leaving. Like, if this lady's going to stand here and not run, I'm not going to get shot for this. I tried to be a good Samaritan. It's the first time I've tried that. And I was like, it's an instant regret. I was like, I'm going to get shot. So.
And I hate, this is just we live in a dark world. This is, living in Philadelphia just erodes your mind after a certain amount of time. Because I live next to like a meth house. And yeah, I do that. Because even though I know it's work, this is why I have this opinion. This dude is beating his lady all the time. All the time. And all the windows of this house are smashed out. You're hitting me, Tony. Stop hitting me. Stop hitting me. Ow. Ow. You call the police. They show up 40 minutes later. Tony's going to get a pack of cigarettes. She comes out. She's like, yeah, nothing happened. Happens every time. I'm still going to call every time. But like, it is like, it's just what happens. Like, I don't know. Like, you don't know this. That's what I'm saying. Just because you observe a dark situation, you just don't even understand the context of what you just walked into.
Yeah.
That's what the lady's not running. She's like, I deserve it. I'm a bitch.
Maybe it's like, maybe there's not like maybe they're super kinky. You got a safe word.
Oh, the people in my context? No, they're evil. They're the worst people on earth. Yeah, it's just a dark situation. Yeah. Yeah.
Meth heads lose souls after a little bit.
Faux show. Yeah, they're dark. Well, they're probably just like, I don't even know what they're doing in there. They live in the portal of hell, I have an episode of Jakey's Pod. I can't really release it. That's called the Tony Baloney Special. My neighbor is this meth head named Tony, and I heard that his house got sold, and the day I heard his house got sold, I recorded like an hour of just being like, "Fuck you," and just airing out every gripe I've ever had with Tony with video footage. I have video of this guy chopping trees down in the middle of the night, just stealing bicycles, just all types of funny shit.
Meth heads are very entertaining.
A hammer fight, the second half of like a hammer fight,
Fight.
So funny.
Shit.
An obese man called a black guy an obese man called a black meth head the N-word, and then the black guy was just like, no, just started hitting him with a hammer. It was crazy. Crazy. And like, also, like when we're recording this, it was like 1 PM on a Tuesday. It was like, that's what meth heads will do their shit at the weirdest times.
The South Philly?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. They'll have a dude always just like doing some crazy shit. And you're like, can you get out of here? You're like, I'm Tony's cousin.
Okay. He's like, well, he's connected.
Yeah, they're all connected.
Some Sopranos on meth for some reason.
I just hope this fucking building gets plowed to the ground. I never have to see him again.
Yeah, I hope he gets Chinatown. Nah, they're not doing that now here.
I have heard that. Yeah. Spoilers, we have a little sketch. We wrote a little follow-up to our original Sixers sketch. Mm-hmm. We wrote it last night. We're going to shoot it like the next week and drop it while it's hot. Nice. Just like kind of making fun of the situation, Good. Yeah, very excited.
Oh, that's good. Oh, Friendly TV?
Friendly TV, yeah. New Sixers sketch coming out. You heard it here first. You guys got to check out Friendly TV. I think we've mentioned Friendly TV on this channel before, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we rocking sketches on Friendly Television. If you search Friendly Television, you can find it. We're just writing hilarious sketches, producing them. I'm going to put so many links in the description of this video, guys. Please. Yeah, Jakey's Pod and Friendly Television. Sick. Yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah, please. I'm gonna. So the podcast wars are real, John Nagel. Podcast wars are rocking and rolling. I'm not warring with anybody, dude. Not yet. I'm just not like, yet. Nah, dude. I'm just playing along, dude. Let's have our podcast have a beef, and then all right, we'll start a podcast beef to drive up the views. I hope no one hates me, dude. I hate that shit. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna start a beef with you on my podcast if that's okay. Fuck. I was like, but that is a fact of the internet. If I said like fuck John Nagel, I can't believe what he said on that last podcast, it would drive views to your podcast. All right, dude. How does that sound? Little alliance? All right. Yeah, fine. Let's fucking beef for clout. I heard Jake Lipinski hates gay people. It's true. You say something that's not true for the bit we're doing. Jake Lipinski gives to charity. Yeah. John Nagel funds the police. This project. Didn't do that. We're taking our small operation. We're using it to fund the Philadelphia police. I totally tried to rat on that guy. He got away with it. I did call the police for that too, and the lady was just like, "Okay." She was like, all right. Yeah. I was like, this dude's beating this chick at American in Somerset. She was like, okay. I went straight to the police station. It's funny, they will, if you kind of started up with them, like I remember going and like yelling at them. Cause this is what happened. One of the meth heads, either a customer or a salesman, on the way out of the street, leaving, got into an altercation with an old woman, pushed her to the ground. I saw this happen kind of 100 feet away. I run and chase him. he's gone by the time I get to the old lady. But I'm literally beating up old ladies on my fucking street. Not ironically punching old women in the face. I went to the police. I was like, hey, can I like report this in any sense? And they're just like, they just immediately kind of lawyer you. Like, do you have a picture of it? They're like, then it doesn't matter. I'm like, no, I'm not like trying to like legal up. I'm saying like, can we report this in any way? Old lady got punched in the face. Pretty much within 10 minutes of like bickering with the police, they'll go, yeah, everyone's got stuff going on. Yeah, you think you got stuff going on? Everyone's got stuff going on. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I just thought you were like the police. Like, I don't know. Like, can you...
You're like,
or like, I was like, I thought if anything was like pretty cut and dry, it was like punching old ladies in the face. Like, I thought that was...
he's like, buddy.
I'm not being... Like, am I being a dickhead? You guys are like I'm being a dickhead. Like, I literally watched an old lady get punched in the face. Like, can we not do something?
He's like, listen, dude, you
Also,
saw
I'm
an old lady
screaming
get
at
punched
them
in the
and
face.
I'm wearing my like Chinese lady with the guns shirt. I'm like, you're not listening! You're not listening!
Dude, people got stuff going on already.
Hey, this Philly, everybody's got something going on. I'm like,
you saw a lady get punched. I'm missing my kid's game. Well, still, life goes on.
When I talk to police, I need a dash cam because it is funny to be like, to get the, hey, it's Philly, stop bitching about it from the police within like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I do love it though.
Oh, dude.
What a beautiful city we live in.
Dude, like literally 10 days ago, my lady's walking out right here. And then she's like, she comes up, she's like, this old lady just pulled down her pants and just pissed on the sidewalk in front of me. I'm like, where? She's like, right there. I'm like,
you live in like
right
a great
there?
neighborhood,
like,
John. It's like great over
it's in
here.
Roxbury. Yeah, it's not
beautiful.
that bad. Like, but the homeless, they're still around. They're still around. There's a 7-Eleven right down there, and that's where they spawn.
They
yeah. You ever seen Stranger Things?
Yeah,
that's where they come out of. Yeah.
And you know where else is a portal? Tony's house. Right. It's literally a portal.
Well, it's getting sold now, right?
That's so funny. You know. Speaking of Tony has this one of the regular characters there. They have this like gay meth head who's like has a fully rattled brain. But I walked out of my house the other day. He's like, I saw you on stage. And for a minute, it made me feel good. I thought I was like, no, you didn't see me on stage. Like, you just say a random thing to every person you see, you fucking maniac.
Yeah, even if he did see you on stage, it's not like the following you want.
No,
you want to take off in the Philly meth head community. Like all the meth heads are up late. Actually, no, that's the community.
They'll come to your shows. They will come to your shows.
No, they're up at 3 a.m. sharing the shit out of your video.
Oh, Maria calling me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Go to the Philly meth heads for support. I'm gonna start making hashtag meth head in all my videos. See if I can start getting them on this hashtag meth. Hashtag meth share.
Let's get some meth head viewers, dude.
Dude, if maybe hashtag meth is addictive as meth.
If only the meth heads were using social media.
Yeah. If they think your video is funny, they'll share it. All right.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I love Philly meth heads, Philly drug addicts, Philly homeless, crushing the game lately.
Yeah, hopefully this Tony Baloney special ever comes out. If it is, I'll let you know. You'll definitely see it.
Oh yeah, I love that. I was watching a penguin thing. Oh, that was you mentioned earlier. Yeah. The penguin thing. But you're just like, was a clip of just a normal penguin.
Oh yeah.
It was very funny. I was cracking up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, that's what Janky's Spot is. I just during my rants, I just get footage of Philly and I just put random footage in the background.
It's it's Bill Burry. I mean, I don't want to say it's Bill Burry, but it does have that feel to it. It's just like
a little bit of a rant,
except like you got
Monday morning podcast vibes. I like that. That's a good compliment. I never even thought of that.
Yeah,
That's
you don't sound like Bill, but yeah, you
just rambling in my car.
Great voice though. It's very fun to listen to. Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah,
I literally in the first 2 minutes of the Batman episodes, I'm screaming at somebody in my car. I'm fucking go, and then I'm like, anyways, the Batman films.
Are you recording while driving?
Yeah,
nice.
I always do it in my car.
Oh, good.
Or I get flow state.
Always?
Always.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what sometimes I'm driving, I think I'm having an episode coming on.
Okay. You ever get in an accident yet while recording?
No.
Yeah, because you're a good driver.
Yeah, just talking. Talking doesn't involve very much, you know what I mean? It's pretty easy. Talk on the phone while I drive. It's basically like that.
I mean, people get in accidents while not recording, so.
Facts. Facts.
Your parents got in an accident. They weren't recording.
They would probably love that I talk about this. Also, dude, I think might have to get on out of here.
Oh yeah.
I think it might be that time. I gotta go drive to New York. It's almost. I think I was hoping to get out of here at like 2:30.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
No, I think it's about that time. I got my show at 6.
Perfect. And we're on an hour anyway.
We're on a fucking hour, dude.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you for having me, John Nagel, the Sticky Room.
Oh, thanks for coming, dude. I had fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I had fun too. Great to talk to you. I'll have you on Jakey's pod sometime. We'll fucking pod out.
Dude, that'd be sweet. And then I guess we'll start our war. I mean,
yeah,
I like you, but
I'm gonna start a war. You'll hear about it.
All right. Well, just know like all the mean things I say, I don't mean it. Okay.
I mean,
I know. Awesome, dude. Well, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for coming by.
Appreciate you.
Sweet.
Okay.
Ding, ding. Oh, I got to piss on my dick.
That was perfect time on TV too.
Oh, fantastic. Great episode, John Nagel. Appreciate you, brother.